Yo, that was weird. What? Look, guys, thank you for listening. I love getting DMs from people who would tell me that like they listening to like a specific thing or a specific story that we said and that they laughing about it. We really appreciate it. Keep telling all your friends to listen to the podcast. Keep spreading the word on the Adulthood podcast. If you want to see me live next week, I will be, well, this Friday actually, when this comes out, I'll be in New Jersey at the Cataract Theater, I believe it's called. And on Saturday, I'm at Gotham Comedy Club in New York City all night for 3 shows. So come check that out. And the following week, then I'm going to Bridgeport, Connecticut. Then I'll be in Kansas City. Go to Ian Lara Live for all the dates. Thank you guys for listening. We are back. Welcome to the Adulthood podcast. This is episode 11.
That's right.
All right, look, if this is your first time ever tuning in with us, this is the podcast where 2 guys try to figure out how to adult. We say a lot of things. Some of them are wrong. Most of them are 100% right. We don't say to take our advice. We kind of just say these things. Some people hit us up and say we're idiots and we're dumb and what we're saying, and we accept it.
Hey, because you know what? They listen.
Yeah, because they listen. So if this is your first time, listen, we say a lot of things. Some of it is proven, but don't go out here and taking our advice and then something happens to you and then you get mad at us.
Yeah.
I'm Ian Lara. This is my good brother,
esteemed
DJ8PM.
The one and only.
And this is what we do, baby. We do this every week. We come out on Mondays. It's the podcast. I want to give a shout out to some people that had messaged me. Shout out Jamie Lee.
What's up, Jamie?
Lee or Jamie Lay. Amor DJ. That's her Instagram.
What's up,
She sent me a message. She said she was on the train listening to like one of the older episodes. I don't know if I told the story about E. Nash. She said I was in a feet. I said she tried to put me in a fetal position. She said she almost spit out her water on the train.
You know what? I've been getting a lot of that feedback also. Like people like, I don't know why. You know what? That's a good point. This is a disclaimer, ladies and gentlemen. If you are listening to the Adulthood pod and you have a beverage, please press pause, take your sip, because we don't want you to spit out your drink, because it's gonna happen. I've gotten multiple messages.
That a lot too. I've gotten that a lot too.
Messages.
Shout out to my niece. My niece told me she was listening to our earlier episode. She said she was getting her eyelashes done.
Oh, that's dangerous.
And she had to stop because she kept bursting out. Well, look, we're very funny. I never said
we didn't deny it.
Yeah, that's.
And I'm. This is a sidebar, but I'm big in like the eyelash world. I know it's a lot of techniques like tattoos and stuff. You know, threading. It's dangerous. So
I think that's what people like about us. Yeah. They see us and they think like, are these 2 guys super attractive and talented? Yes. Yeah. But also they know things that they don't expect us to know.
Exactly.
Like eyebrows,
things. Threading, the tattoos. Shout out to all the what is it, eye stylists out there?
I think
not the eye gougers.
Not the eye gougers.
The eye stylists.
What episode is that? The eye gouge story.
Yeah. I think that's 8.
8? Yeah, listen to episode 8
episode. Make
for
sure
the
you
eye
catch
gouge
up.
story.
Yeah.
Last week we started the episode off. We talked about weddings.
Wedding
etiquette. And people have been messaging me about the wedding.
Are you gonna host?
No, absolutely not.
That might be a new bag.
The wedding, dude. I said it last week. You don't want me at your wedding. Like I'll have one fan who thinks he could surprise his wife, and nine. That just happened like a couple times, and like it's happened like maybe 5 times. 3 of them have ended in divorce. I'm not saying it was because of me or because he was a fan of mine. Yeah, but it didn't work out. But I wanted to talk about because we talk about weddings, and obviously there's wedding etiquette, and that's like a happy time. But as you grow up, as you get older, there's it's just part of life. You're gonna be attending some funerals.
Oh wow! Okay.
And there's funeral etiquette, and that's a big thing.
Are we broaching that topic right now?
Because people don't talk about this.
No, they don't.
Because there's a narrative out there about like everybody grieves differently. But no. There's a correct way.
There's like standard grieving.
Right. There's normal things.
Standard level grieving.
There's normal things, and then there's things where it's like, this is not allowed.
This is not acceptable. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, I've been open about it. I lost my mom 2 years ago. You were at the funeral.
I was at the funeral. Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace to mom.
Yeah.
And there were people there that behaved in ways that I was not on board with.
Very inappropriate.
Yeah, I mean, this was a little bit after the pandemic. Yep. I had a cousin that decided to go up there and do a speech.
Yep.
He went on a 15-minute anti-vax
speech
in the middle of the funeral hall.
There was also another family member that came in a tuxedo.
White tuxedo. Dressed like a husband on top of the cake.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
And it was like, wow, okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. Because
this is crazy.
Listen, do I blame them? Not necessarily, because they didn't have a podcast that told them what they should and should not do.
Blanco.
He showed up in a white tuxedo, bow tie. To my mom's funeral. Yes.
Wow.
Bow tie. He looked like he was going to prom.
Yeah.
He was 57 years old.
Mm-hmm.
The anti-vax speech. Listen, if you don't want to get vaccinated,
15 minutes.
Yeah, if you don't want to get vaccinated, that's fine. And if you want to, if you want to question modern medicine, that's fine. I'm all for questioning things, but maybe not
at the funeral,
in the middle of the funeral.
Yeah,
you know, there was 250 people there grieving, and he's going on about how the government wants to put chips in our arms.
I was there.
Yeah,
I literally was there. Yeah.
When it comes to dressing at a funeral, I say, do the black. Don't treat it like you're at the Met Gala.
No.
Don't show up in a cat costume with the Monopoly hat.
No.
Don't do this.
Nah, don't look like.
Do not do this.
Marie Antoinette with the big ruffles or anything like that. Yeah.
Do this.
Nah, that's not the.
Because these people, occasion. You know what it is?
What is
they think they're showing respect
by dressing out.
They think it's like, look, I'm dressing like Iron Man.
On my finest.
Yeah.
This
is like a thing. Out of respect, I got this big outfit. And the thing, but do not do this.
Not at the funeral.
Do not do this.
Not at the funeral. That's not the occasion for that.
Go with all black.
Yeah.
If you want to show respect, you wear a suit, a black suit,
even like a charcoal gray, because you know sometimes you might not have
colors.
Dark colors.
Now, in all fairness, some funerals now, it's like a thing now where the person throwing the funeral, because funerals are like weddings. You get a planner. They're like, how much is the cake gonna be? Are you getting the limo? It's just a wedding.
Yeah.
They decide they want to be different. Like, oh, at this funeral we're gonna wear white.
Okay.
You know that was they wanted to do that in my family. They was like, let's wear white. We wanna celebrate.
Did you overrule that?
Celebrate life. Well, I mean, I was like, I didn't want to go shopping for the funeral. Yeah, I was like, I'm in the middle of grieving. I would like to wear what I have.
Yes.
So it became kind of like, wear what you want. I don't mind white though.
Okay.
White looks nice.
That's not a tuxedo.
No,
you know?
no,
that's not the Iron Man suit. So
unless you're Muslim, Nation of Islam, you probably shouldn't wear a tuxedo to a funeral.
You probably shouldn't. No, definitely not. And then my thing is just like, okay, you know, everybody's culture is different. You know, there's different cultures. They might have different cultural customs.
And we respect all of them.
We respect that. But like at the same time too, you know, the funeral isn't the club. You know, there's a new trend going on too where there's a DJ at the funeral. You know
DJ
what I mean?
some funerals?
I have not gotten to that level yet.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready to accept that kind of responsibility because, like, think about that. Yo, who do you shout out?
Yeah.
Shout out to the people who just lost somebody?
That's true.
That's crazy.
Well, if I go, you have permission to DJ my funeral.
I mean, it's going to be turned up.
Yeah. I put out this thing. I mean, I've told some people close to me, if I go and a family member of mine puts out a GoFundMe to raise money, do not donate.
Don't donate.
I do not support this at all. Okay.
Yeah. Now we're here.
Do not donate. I have left all of my things taken care of.
Now we're hitting.
If you hear a cousin that's asking for it's not for me.
Lies. It's for him.
All of my expenses are paid when I go.
Yeah. It's for them.
Yeah. I always tell people, I'd rather be cremated or air fried than
with the ninja.
Yeah, then have a GoFundMe out there. We respect some people, you know, but not me.
Air fried the cremation is crazy, and I think that I might want to go out the same way just because like the air fryer is so key to life. I'm sorry, I'm on a tangent, but you know what? Like I just make sure like you know it ain't over the top. You know the big.
That's a thing.
You know, it's real extra. It's already sad. Everybody's already.
It's already sad. We know you're sad. Yeah. Don't try to outside other people. People be trying to outside you.
Wow.
They're trying to outside you at your own parents' funeral.
Wow.
They're trying to be like, you know, I'm more sad than you. It becomes everything's a competition.
It's literally not true.
We had to slip my aunt a Xanax because we knew how she got.
Because she went over the top.
Yeah, we knew how she got.
I'm sorry, but is this the same aunt that would like, you know, get the Exorcist and start telling people about their babies?
Not her.
And
This
stuff?
the other one. No,
Okay.
this the other one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to slip her a Xanax because she likes to,
Whoa.
she likes to take control at these type of events.
You drugged your aunt?
Yeah. And it obviously is a sad event, but I
Yeah.
knew my mom. She wouldn't approve
She
of this.
wasn't. Yeah, that's the thing.
When you know the person.
Yeah.
Because like me, if I'm at a funeral, if I'm dead and somebody's making a scene, anyone who knows me will be like, Ian wouldn't go for this.
Ian didn't know this person.
Yeah, he would not go for this. He would be like, what are you doing?
Were they a +1 at the funeral?
See, this you bring up a good point.
We're here
on the bringing a date to a funeral.
Oh my goodness!
Because this is a big thing.
That fits in funeral etiquette.
Because when I at my funeral, I invited a couple of my friends who I grew up with, and they brought a +1.
They brought a +1
for the funeral.
Okay,
which I think is acceptable.
Yeah.
Because if you need somebody there, it's a tough time, right?
Support, yeah.
There for support,
yeah.
And it's respect, right?
Yeah.
Now, don't bring some guy you just matched with,
on Tinder
to the funeral
on the apps.
No. This is I'm talking about a boyfriend, somebody that you're serious with. Don't bring some guy who you just matched with, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to the funeral. We could meet there." And then go for drinks. Don't do this.
Yeah, like don't bring the dude that threw out the dead cat and just think that all of a sudden that y'all have a relationship. I know. This is called a callback. I've been learning from my man.
Do this.
Yeah.
Listen, if you're, let's say you lose someone, because everyone's gonna lose someone. This is
that's a fact.
I know this is a tough topic.
That
for
is
some
a
of you,
fact.
but
Life.
we're just speaking about life, right?
Yeah.
This is about adult. Part of being an adult is you'll lose people.
Adulthood pod.
Yeah. Now, some people might lose someone close to them, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might lose somebody you really love, and somebody might ask you to speak at a funeral. Now, if you're not equipped to speak publicly, it's okay to say no.
No.
You don't have to go up there and start freestyling about when y'all were kids and used to run through the neighborhoods and how you always knew that she would die before. Don't do this.
No, that's not the time.
If you can't speak publicly, it's okay to say, I'd rather not.
Yeah.
I'm a public speaker by trade.
You literally get paid to do it.
By trade, I'm a public speaker.
Like it's literally like your job description.
But I'm also self-aware.
Uh-huh.
At my mom's funeral, they asked me to speak. I said, no, I don't want to speak at that funeral. I don't want to speak. It's going to be too emotional.
Yeah.
And even though it is my mom, I don't want to waste nobody's time.
Yeah.
I'm very cognizant of other people's time.
Yeah, yeah.
Some people see a mic and
I'm on.
They just start talking.
But the thing is too, like, think about it like you're comfortable doing that. That's your profession. So it's just like, if you don't have to do it, and it's like real personal to you, you're not going to go to do it. But
exactly.
A lot of people, they don't got the opportunity to let it go. So when they, like, you ever see people on the news where it's just like, so what happened? Yeah, so Pookie and them, they was down the street. I thought it smelled like fried chicken, so I came down the street. And the next thing you know, the thing blew up. Like, they, that's not the time.
Bro, I see it at comedy clubs. Sometimes the show ends, people see a mic, they run to the mic, they want to talk. I'm like,
it happened. I was DJing at a place, and let's just say, at the end of the night, a young lady stole the mic. The next day we came into the spot, it was like, what happened to the mic? I'm like, I don't know.
Part of being an adult is knowing who you are. If you're in your 30s, you should know who you are.
Yeah.
If you're not equipped to say things publicly,
don't say it
in front of a microphone. Don't think that a funeral is the time for you to rise to the occasion.
Nope.
That comes from years of public talking. If you've been my dad did a speech at my mom's wedding. My dad was a radio host for years.
He was?
Yeah, he's been speaking publicly for years. He was a radio host. He has his own radio show. He was a teacher. He's been a public speaker.
So this shit is hereditary?
Yeah, it is. It's passed down, So he knew, this is a guy, everyone was like, okay, he's gonna
speak, and
he cleaned it up after the anti-vax speech.
Yeah.
He cleaned it up, because he's been here.
Okay.
But it's like Thanksgiving. You know how sometimes Thanksgiving comes around and people want to experiment on dishes? They're like, this year I'm gonna try to make the turkey bacon mac and cheese. It's like
I'm gonna microwave the turkey.
Yeah, no, you don't do this on Thanksgiving.
Whoa.
This is the major league.
Where did you see? That's it. This is not for the amateurs.
No, you practice that on your own time. Build it up. Have people over. Make them your nasty bacon mac and cheese, and then if they vouch for it, then you bring it to the major leagues.
But then you got the nerve to have an attitude when like, nobody touched my plate. Nobody touched my dish.
It looks disgusting.
It's nasty. It's gross. I didn't bring my Tums. I didn't bring my Pepto-Bismol. I wasn't prepared for this.
Now, I had a family member at one of these events, and I won't say who she is because she has a good heart.
Undisclosed.
But at one of these events,
Redacted.
she thought it would be a good idea to create a hot dog lasagna. It was lasagna
That silence was intentional. I'm
with hot dogs in it.
Okay.
Uh,
The glizzy lasagna?
yeah, that's what we called it. Glizania.
Yeah.
That's what we called it. It was the Glizania scandal of 2019.
The lasagna is crazy. It's absurd.
Now, as a family, we were perplexed.
Yeah.
Everyone was perplexed.
Dumbfounded.
We were.
That is crazy.
We
The
were
lasagna?
We was of no speech.
Man.
I mean, we spent the whole weekend wondering what would cause somebody to do this. Like, it was like,
Who was the inspiration behind this?
Look, I can appreciate you taking a swing, right? Sometimes you.
And she brought it to the house.
She brought it. Yeah, it wasn't even made.
So
there.
she transported it.
It was
She was like, I'm about to
transport 2
fuck them
hours.
up.
It was a 2-hour transport.
2-hour transport?
Yeah, because it was in Pennsylvania. We were going.
Wow.
Yeah.
With
It
the
was-
lasagna.
Yeah, I mean, I had other family members. They were so appalled that they bought lasagna. They made an actual lasagna.
Yeah.
Thing.
That's very appalling.
I will say though, the kids ate it and they loved it because kids have no home training.
They have none.
They don't know. They'll
It's
eat
just food.
whatever. They loved it. They were like, "This is great."
Yeah, because kids love. I don't want to say the glizzies, but
Yeah,
they
like
love
hot dogs.
They like hot
Yeah,
dogs.
this
Yeah,
is fine.
that's in there. That's
If
in
you're a
their
kid, you're
arena.
allowed to eat a hot dog.
Yeah,
That's
you know,
fine.
you don't subscribe
In public.
to the nomenclature of what's going on in the world.
Yeah.
But I've also had some like really, really bad Thanksgiving desserts. Like it's terrible to experiment on the main dish, but the dessert too, like now you want to try to do like the apple key lime tart, some that you saw on the Food Network because Martha Stewart made it with Snoop Dogg. That's the worst time to ever experiment.
It goes
you gotta
back
be
to
proven.
what we're saying. You
It's
have
big
to know who
leagues.
yourself. Like,
Yeah.
Stop trying to life. Most of life is just practice. You do things every day. You go to work. Practice here. But certain times in life, it's the big events.
Yeah.
It's the major leagues.
You gotta be
the
prepared.
holidays.
Yeah.
Weddings. Funerals.
Funerals.
Big birthdays.
Retirement parties.
Right. This is not the time for you to start to try to become a new person.
Quinceañeras.
You've always cooked bad.
Always.
So stay in your cook bad world. Like on a Tuesday, maybe a hot dog lasagna, maybe
It
like
might
whatever
hit.
on a Tuesday.
It might hit.
But not on the last Thursday of November.
Nah. You
Or
might
the third Thursday.
You
Which
might
one's
try that.
Thanksgiving?
I think it's.
I don't know math.
It's the last one. It's the last
It's
one.
the last one? Or
Yeah.
the third one?
minus the one. Or you can try that on 420 when you got stoners.
Yeah.
It's people that's high. They gonna eat anything. I got the munchies. Yo, I just did this lasagna.
Yeah.
What? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That might hit.
What about the people at the funerals who dress down?
That is absurd.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I had
The t-shirts.
yeah, I mean, I had a friend that showed up in a throwback jersey
Yeah.
for the Knicks. I'm like, my mom wasn't a sports fan
At
so
all.
I don't know.
Where do you?
If the person's a Knicks fan,
You know what?
I could see you maybe showing up like, hey, we used to love the Knicks.
We went to a couple games
Yeah.
together.
But don't stop
Sox.
by the funeral on your way to the game and to pay your respect and keep the jersey on.
High level disrespect.
Put the jersey in the car.
Yeah. But my thing is like, who raised these people?
The problem is, I think the
We
problem
weren't
is,
around. That's number one.
Say that again.
We weren't around to
Yeah,
put
I
them
think
on.
they didn't have a podcast to tell
Uh-huh.
them these things.
Uh-huh.
A lot of people just are afraid to say these things. I had and I know this might be a sad episode, but you need to hear it. This is the thing. When my mom was in her last days on her deathbed, I had a family member that brought a witch doctor in that was supposed to revive her.
Like
Yes.
brujeria.
Yeah. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. One of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. We walked in because she was for 2 days, she was in hospice. On the second day, we walked in and there's a man in the corner kind of talking to himself. And I don't notice the guy. I thought he was cleaning. I thought he was a cleaner from the thing. I don't notice the guy. And then at one point, another family member's like, who's that? Who's the guy in the corner?
Yeah.
And they're like, this is the priestess that's supposed to. I'm like, he's wearing cargo shorts and Crocs. I don't even know
What church is he from?
Yeah, I didn't even know what denomination
yeah.
wears this.
Where's-
He was wearing cargo shorts, Crocs, and a rain jacket. That was his outfit. I swear to God, he was wearing cargo shorts, Crocs, and a rain jacket.
Okay.
No
So-
lie. He did 2 prayers over my mom. He walks over to my sister and he's like, she's gonna be okay, and walks away. My mom passed later that night. But we later found out that a family member of mine had paid him $4,000 for that service that he provided. I'm not thinking this up.
Bro, I'm trying not to laugh because it's terrible.
No, look, you gotta laugh. I was there. We were laughing.
At the same time,
look, I'm a comedian.
Oh my God.
Comedy is over everything. I don't try to stop sadness.
What?
I don't try to stop comedy.
Bro.
It is what it is. We were dying laughing. If my mom were alive there, she would have been like,
laughing.
but my mom was like me. She couldn't stay shut. She would be like, what the fuck are you doing?
What is this
You're wearing
shit?
Crocs. It's raining outside. You have on Crocs
At the
and a rain
hospice?
jacket. Why are you here?
Bro. And my thing is, like, did they not, like, there's no approval? They didn't reach out for approval. Hey, I'm thinking about sending Croc Man and 4 bands.
Here's the thing. When it comes to death, there's a narrative of everybody grieves differently. So people were like, this is the way the person who set this up grieves. By paying $4,000 to a voodoo priestess that's...
In Crocs.
Yeah, he
and
wore
cargo
Crocs.
shorts.
Yeah, and cargo
a rain
shorts.
jacket.
Yeah, he was there for like 15 minutes.
So he got $4,000 for 15 minutes.
Yes. And
did he have any like rosary or anything like that?
I think he had a rosary.
Does he have a website?
I think he had a rosary, but I don't want to offend. Like I don't want to offend nobody. We were laughing.
Yeah,
we were laughing.
Was he like I just get the Big Lebowski. That's like the picture that I'm getting in my head. Y'all had the Big Lebowski in the
he was actually like a small, frail guy.
Oh, okay.
But he looked like he'd stopped off in the middle of running errands. Like he looked like he was going to Target and got a call and was like, "Let me just stop by the hospital
say these two
make $4,000, and then I'll meet you back at the Target."
You know what? Like, I can't knock him. 4 bands for 15 minutes.
Well, I mean, I don't
even got to put on real shoes. Like,
I don't think it's good to take advantage of people.
It's definitely not.
In their moment
it's definitely not
of need.
It's definitely
but
not.
As far as humor goes,
yeah, that's
in the
high
darkest
level.
Place.
That's high level.
That was one of the funniest things I've witnessed.
That is definitely high level.
The person who contracted him was calling throughout the day asking, like, did it work? So he really believed it. It wasn't like he was trying to do it.
He wasn't doing anything for facetious.
No, he was the person
like,
who paid. I mean, if you're gonna pay that amount of money, that means you really believe it. Which this is like the narrative of like everybody grieves on their own way. No, there's a spectrum to grief. There's a spectrum. You live in a world where some people might cry, some people might not, but you can't hire voodoo priestesses.
No, that's not. You know what? You bring a good point, because I think that is another good point about adulthood, that adulthood is basically a spectrum. You know, like there's one end, there's the opposite end, and then like most thoughtful people try to like live in the middle of certain things. Like, hold on, before I go on any end of this spectrum, let me see what like a reasonable person would do.
See, a lot of people don't stop to think about reasonality. Is that even a word?
Nah, reason doesn't exist in 2023.
No, there's no reason.
Nah.
I remember my cousin was making this speech, and like, sure, he was grieving, but factually, some of the things he was saying was incorrect, which as for me, it's hard for me to let stuff slide when you're factually incorrect.
Yeah.
Like when he was like, this was a very sad Tuesday, and I'm like, it's Sunday.
Yeah.
And he's like, I just like a lot of the things he said, was just wrong. He was just like, I went over it. Like I went to see her on a rainy day. I was like, it wasn't raining that day.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's how he like
remembered it.
How he remembered it. Yeah. But I can't let stuff like that go.
No,
like,
you can't.
If I feel like you're wrong, I've learned as an adult. Sometimes you gotta just let people.
You definitely do.
But I'll raise my hand. And I'll be like,
hold on, can I interject here?
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah.
And then the thing is too is like, a lot of people, I don't know if it comes from playing sports, because when you play sports, you have to look at the film. You might think you're the best player, you might have had the best game, and then the film is gonna tell you like, you thought you had a good game, like you just got crossed up right here. Like, who do you think you are? Or like in football, like you missed that tackle, or you just got shook out of your cleats.
I feel like this podcast is like film for life.
Yeah,
for people.
We're running it back.
Because you don't necessarily, if you're listening to this right now, you don't necessarily, maybe you never went to a funeral, but this is the film to tell you what to do and what not to do.
Going forward.
And you're getting that for free.
Yeah, free 99. But you know what? We got to start charging, because we're giving like great content out. great
to
ideas.
me, it's my form of giving back. Like some people like to do charity and help kids. I don't do none of that. I like to talk into a microphone and tell people what to do. That's how I give back.
What's the term that they use? Philanthropist? There's an Ian in there.
This is a philanthropy podcast.
You can't spell philanthropist without Ian. I tell you that much.
Now back to the funeral. How
etiquette?
do you the funeral etiquette? Because and I don't know. I'm sure this happens in white funerals. Maybe Marty could let us know. But
she's a white correspondent.
Yeah,
okay.
A national white correspondent.
Thank you.
In white, you've been to a white funeral, Marty?
Yes, I've been to a white funeral.
Is there food at the white funerals?
There is.
What kind of food do you guys got?
One was Irish themed, so Irish food.
What is Irish food?
A lot of potatoes.
Okay.
A lot of potatoes, a lot of
corned beef?
Yeah,
Corned
a lot
beef.
of that.
I love the corned beef.
Like mint ice cream.
Mint ice cream at the funeral.
Regular mint or
I
mint
don't
chocolate
know.
chip?
I used to look forward to funerals because then you got you got snacks as a kid.
I mean, that is a plus.
Sorry.
I never heard that.
If you're looking for, I mean, look, I like people that find a benefit in things. One of the benefits
silver
as a
lining.
There's a
funeral
lot
is
of
that you get
cake. Like
snacks.
as a kid, I would just see it as events that had cake.
Yeah.
When
Okay.
people
A lot of
died.
cake
There was
at birthdays
You,
too.
you're a big cake eater.
yes.
Okay.
But I feel like a birthday cake, there's something.
There's joy?
Yeah, it's too much joy in there for me to like. There's something
Enjoy it.
dark about enjoying a funeral cake where you're like, this is kind of good. Life is okay.
You know, like I was saying,
Life is gonna be okay.
and in different cultures do celebrate death differently. Like that used to piss me off about being a kid. So my family's from Ghana, and like the funerals used to be a festival. It was 3 days. And they used to,
same.
there used to be sad parts, but then it was like
parts.
2 days of party, and it's just like I can't do this. I'm not like trying to party, and it's like partying. Like Africans party crazy.
Yeah,
like,
invented it. I think.
Basically, like it's almost like in New Orleans they have the death march and stuff, and then it turns into a party. Like that is a derivative of what came from the motherland. But it's just like, hey, we live in New York, all right? Like, get your 5 hours in, repast or whatever. And let's keep this shit moving. You got all these people in the house. It's smelling like all type of jollof rice and stuff. It's like, bro, I gotta go to school. You know what I mean?
My mom's funeral was 7 hours. They never even heard it. Like people who have been to funeral, they were like, we never even heard of this. Like a 7 hour.
Extended,
how did you guys rent out the thing for 7 hours? I don't know. I thought that's what it was.
No,
I thought funerals were just that long.
No,
people like they give you 2 hours, 3 hours out of wake.
And let's keep this.
Yeah, we're talking about the wake, not the funeral. We've been saying funeral, but the wake. But at the burial, that's something else. But at the wake, now do white people? Were you gonna ask, Marty?
Do you eat at the wake?
Yeah, after.
Oh, okay.
At the repast.
Okay.
At the wake after.
Miss Johnson, she put together some at the house. She got platters.
See, we had it catered.
Okay.
But in my family, I don't know if you got this too, but in my family, there's some elders who are very protective over the food.
Yes.
For no reason.
Yes.
Even though it's unlimited.
Yeah.
And we're like, you don't need, and let everyone get whatever they want, but they still feel. I think it goes back to growing up in the old country and maybe not having as much as we're able to have here in this country.
If we're going there, actually my uncle had passed what's this 2023?
Yes.
He passed in 2021.
May rest in peace.
Yeah, thank you. And but he was based out in Florida, and again, like it was a 3-day thing, so we had the funeral. We had the wake on the Friday, the funeral on the Saturday, and the Sunday, you go to church and everything like that.
Yes.
And on the Sunday, that was afterwards. It was like, it's a tradition, the family comes together, but it's like a big thing, people in the community and then in the church, and it's a catered event, but it's catered with, African food. So everybody's there, we chilling, whatever. But I didn't know who was catering the event. Usually it's like, the aunties or grandma, she's in there cooking, the chef in there, so you could trust it.
Yes.
But
people that have been in the trenches for years.
Grandma's grieving. She's not trying
big underarms.
Yeah.
Like
that's how they whip. Yeah. That's how they cook the rice. That's how you know that rice
That's what I like to see.
That's love.
Yeah.
But grandma, she's grieving. She's not trying to be in the kitchen. So, they catered the event. The attack on my stomach that happened the next day.
The food wasn't good.
It was like a terrorist attack.
Again, a funeral is not the place to be experimenting. That is major league's major event. The wake is not for that. Go with what you know.
That might be a t-shirt.
Go with what you know.
Yeah. Hashtag
We
Adulthood
keep printing
Pod.
them out, man.
We do.
We keep printing them out.
And also, do remember, it is Pride Month. You know what I'm saying? Drunk is genderless. We got to trademark that before Anheuser-Busch or somebody, they take our, our slogan, and, they trying to get what is it? Our DEI score, one of them scores. Nah, that originated here first. We here. I know what's going on in the corporate world. You know what I'm saying? The diversity, equity, inclusion, all that. We here.
Speaking of pride, I have a friend who, and to tie it back to the funeral, I have a friend
Circle back.
who told me that he decided to come out. He's of the gay persuasion. That he decided to come out at his, I think, grandmother's funeral. Woo! Which I'm like, that is. Woo! I just applauded that. That is one of the funniest things. I was like, that's one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
Wow.
I feel like if I were, that's how I would do it.
So, like, did he give a speech and announced it?
Yeah. But he said, but it was the funny part. He said everyone knew he was gay, so they were just like, sit your gay ass down. It ain't the time for you to be.
This is not the time.
Yeah, like we all know this already.
Like, you're not telling us nothing new.
Yeah, you mad?
Yeah.
Like, yes, but I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, that's pretty,
now. Here's
funny.
the thing. Here's the thing I'm gonna throw out there. I think that the funeral, if somebody passes away, the funeral should be themed of what the type of person was. Mm-hmm. See, my mom was a very happy, positive, funny person. That's why I talk about it like this. Yeah. 'Cause it's like, this is who she was. Yeah. This is who her spirit was. Yeah. She could point out the ridiculousness of things and make fun of it and laugh. Mm-hmm. She would mock people. She'd be like, who raised you? That was her energy. Yeah. Now, I think that that's how this funeral should be. Like, if the person was a life of the party, charismatic energy person, then that's how the funeral would be. If the person was like,
low key,
maybe like not the most social, kind of annoying, maybe he tried to sell you Bitcoin, those type of people, maybe don't have a party at the
FX
funeral.
trader.
Maybe make it more, the Forex guys, those people that do those type of things,
the
try
cartoon,
to get you into like the scams
that do the cartoons on Instagram.
Yeah, all those things.
The tune people,
the worst people on earth, basically.
Yeah, basically.
If you're part of that group, then maybe at the funeral it should be more.
Do they? I'm sorry. You just touched the nerve. Do they not know that people do people really get caught with them scams? Like, yeah, I'm a Forex trader. I could make you $100 million if you just sent like does that work? That shit really like grinds my gears, bro. It's just like, please stay off of my IG.
Bro, it's just ridiculous. The fact that you can fall for that. I mean, sure. Did I lose money invested in some things? Of course. But the market it fluctuates.
That's what happens.
It fluctuates.
Yeah.
But people who are consistent. I mean, I have friends who they move on from scam to scam. Like, you just see it, like whatever.
Scam surfers?
Yeah, they're just the new scam. They're on Instagram asking you for your address and your social security, selling you face products and sex toys. I'm like, these two don't even go.
Waist trainers.
How you run a store of sex products and face cream?
Amazon.
This does not even, these things, like, find stuff that works.
Go together.
Yeah. These two things don't even go.
Yeah.
And look, sure, if you want to make an argument, whatever, the entrepreneurs, because that's the thing. Everyone's an entrepreneur now. Everyone's a businessman. Everyone's following their dreams. I don't think everyone should follow their dreams.
I don't think so either. I really don't.
I don't. It's not good.
It's not. Especially like if you don't really know what your dream entails. It's just like, you know what? I want to be an astronaut. And like, you ain't never took a day. We don't want you in
space.
No, definitely not.
We want you here.
Nah, you never took a day
driving
of
the train.
Chemistry or nothing.
We want you to drive the train.
Something.
I think society should have a say in what you do.
You can't say that in 2023.
They should.
It's offensive. Yeah.
To who? To astronauts?
To entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs.
Yeah. The online, the digital entrepreneurs, they just want the freedom to do whatever they want. You know what? I'm gonna sell staples. You know what I mean? Like,
entrepreneurs are like underground rappers.
That's what it is. Let me sell you my mixtape.
Yes. Yeah. Until you make it big, you're a complete loser.
Yo, you passing out CDs in 2023?
This is how I look at it. Like, sure, I understand everybody starts somewhere, but this is how society looks at you.
But you know what it is too?
I was in that field.
What?
I was a new comic. Yeah, I was an underground comic at open mics.
But you put in the work.
Yes, but until then, I'm self-aware. I knew that I was a complete loser. I wasn't promoting my stuff on Instagram
like
saying,
you the
like,
hottest.
come see me.
Yeah.
I was embarrassed of myself.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
That's a lot of self-awareness.
Yeah,
bro.
respectfully.
That's a lot of
until I got to a
self-awareness.
point where I'm more accomplished and now I can move around a little differently.
But that accomplishment came from work, like, and you had to eat shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing that these new entrepreneurs or whatever, they don't realize, because I guess because of social media. Social media is like ESPN. All you see is the highlights, all you see is the best plays and stuff. You don't see like falling down, busting your ass, like left and right, having the, like, bro, I remember, and this is so crazy, like, there used to be a thing with DJing where it was like, you had to bring out X amount of people. And
Same with comedy.
Oh my God.
Same
it
with
was
comedy.
gross. You had to deal with the promoters. The promoters were like scumbags with nasty, greasy hair, and like playing in restaurants that they would like try to do a club at night or throw a party. It's just like at the worst times of New York. And it was just like, that's why now, especially when it comes to the craft, the confidence is immaculate, because we came up in a time where there were like consequences for being whack. Like people would throw food at you or drinks at you, or like, yo, get out of here. The main dude is here,
Get up out of here.
But people automatically, it's just like, there's like, oh, well, they're trying, it's this first time. That mix was okay.
Try.
What?
This is the thing about trying. Like,
Big
try
leagues, bro,
on your
like you
own
were saying,
time,
bro.
Do
Big
not
leagues.
try on my time.
No, definitely not.
I'm sorry. I say these things, and look, I'm sure some people are listening right now. They're offended. Oh, my boyfriend's a rapper. He's gonna be big. He got all these SoundCloud. Okay. All I'm saying is, I was there too. I was there, and I practiced and I did things on my own time.
Yeah,
I wasn't bringing out people to shows to come see me suck. I wasn't doing this. You can ask about me. I wasn't doing this. Yeah. I did not post a clip on my Instagram for stand-up for like the first 6 years. I was underground.
I mean, was Instagram around when you started?
Yeah. I mean, Instagram was in 2000. I downloaded Instagram in 2009.
For real?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I used to use it for nudes then, but after like 2011, I started posting more regular things. Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy. But like, and to piggyback off that topic, it's just like the arrogance too. And we might have covered this on an earlier episode, but like, in DJing, you'll have cats that's just like, yeah, they might have a following, they might know the promoter, they might know the owner, and like they think that they're hot shit because they pay for their they purchase their followers. Sure. Like you got a something.k on your Instagram, and then they play, and it's just like, you suck.
Yeah,
you're terrible. You're stealing
bad.
from these people, and like I know the scammers, but I know people that work hard. Like you paying $100 just to get in the club, and you're hearing some bullshit. Like, no, that's not gonna fly. Where they do that at?
Listen, I don't want people to think that this is a dream killer podcast.
This
is not.
It is.
I don't think it is, because some people are good, and to those people, I'll say keep going. But to the rest of you.
But it's
stop sending me your mixtape.
It's not just good though. You can't just be good. You got to work too.
Yeah. You work. You work. But also, part of being an adult is like accepting that and getting better.
Accepting that I'm not good at this.
Yes.
I got to put in the work.
Yes. Yeah. Or I have to go take one of the city exams.
Fireman.
Yeah, great job.
Yeah.
Is there anybody better? Firemen. Great
Shout out to the sanitation
lives.
Workers. You know what I'm saying?
They can't live without them.
Hey, and
not everyone is meant to be an artist.
Yeah, that's facts. But that's
what do you think is the age? Because now age is not a thing. So apparently you could be, 45 years old thinking you're gonna break it big on Nickelodeon. It's nothing now. What do you think? At what age should you have to like?
Get real with yourself?
Yeah.
It just depends on what you're trying to do. Like, if you're trying to be like a rapper, I don't know, man. Like, I think 28. I mean, the game has changed so drastically now, bro. Like,
yeah.
And the thing is, it's not even based off of talent and skill. It's like you got to basically like shop at Urban Outfitters or like, You know what I'm saying? You gotta look like Little Uzi Vert or one of them cats. You gotta have like, you know, dyed hair and a whole bunch of piercings and stuff. And like, if that's your everyday, cool. But like, you know, if you're a grown man and you gotta, you know, drop your kids off and, you know, you gotta pay for your 401k and stuff, I think like you probably shouldn't be trying to like be out there, but you know, in the rap world, unless you're trying to do like contemporary rap, like hee hee ha, you know, all that stuff, then that's cool too, you know.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be, I feel like people are gonna hear this and they're gonna be like, should I stop following my dreams? And to those people, I'll say, yes. Yeah, you should.
Yes.
You should get a job.
I think you should take assessment of your dreams, you know. Take assessment. That's important. Like where are you? How long have you been chasing your dream? What's your metric? And have you like, you know, people just, I'm just going to do it.
This podcast is for adults, right?
Adulthood.
This is not for like, if you're like in your early 20s and you're following what you want to follow,
go for
early,
it.
Mid, even late 20s, like go for it. That's the time you should do it.
I think that's a good point. Like if you don't have like real life responsibilities, if you're still living at home,
kids. I'm not at a high school telling kids to
don't do
what they want to do.
Yeah, go
try
take a test. Yeah.
But once you fail enough and you see that it's not for you, take a city exam. This episode is brought to you by City Exams.
Shout out to the city.
Go to nyc.gov and apply.
.org in your city, wherever y'all listening to. No. Or, you know what? But here's a good point. If you are going to chase your dream, have income coming in also.
That's
important.
You know
what I'm saying? Like,
but see, because when we come from the type of family we come from, like, no offense, Marty, but starving artists, that's a white thing.
That's not flying.
Like, that's not, we don't get that. You could follow your dream
on your own. You gotta
time. Work,
you gotta
find time.
First of the month, rent is due.
Yeah, I got friends. I met friends when I started that they're comedians and their parents were like, you know, don't worry about anything. We'll pay your bills. You follow your dreams, and we'll take care of everything else. Yeah.
Shit,
I didn't come from that world.
No, not at all, bro. I've been working since 13.
Yeah, I started working at 15.
That's the fucked up part about being tall too. Like I've been looking like I was 13 when I looked like I was 13 when I was 9. So I could have got a job at 10 years old.
I look like I'm 13 now, so I kind of understand what you're talking about.
That's what I mean.
For me, I feel like, look, to the people who are in their early formative 20s
years,
you know, find out what it is. Don't.
They got the advantage though, bro. All you gotta do is a TikTok, get a trend, and you out of here.
Did you hear that this was like this is regarded as like one of the worst years in hip hop? Like there's not one. There hasn't been one #1 song.
Who? Trust me, I know.
Yeah.
Like I gotta get really creative when I'm DJing. It ain't really too much to play.
Yeah.
And then the songs that come out is TikTok 90 seconds, bro.
Yeah, TikTok
90 seconds is a trend.
90 seconds. Yeah. Which I ain't mad, you know, let them get their money.
Nah, but you know what? You broached on a real big subject, and I don't know how to like really articulate it, but it's like it ain't even no more moments with music anymore. Like I still ride around listening to 50 and I still remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think we're getting old though, because I think old people like music, there's a nostalgia to music that when you hear the song, it takes you back to where you were at that point.
True.
And it makes you over romanticize what it was.
But then what about like the old people that were older when all of them records was coming out? You know what I'm saying? Like I think good records are still just good records.
But I think back then they would like, nah, Biggie and Pac. And then you went back to Biggie and Pac, and they would just go back to like an earlier. Like I think people just keep going back to like wherever, like whatever music came out when they were like growing up. In high school, and like that music kind of sticks with you forever. And you just always think it's great. Yeah. So I think that's part of
it. Takes you back to good times.
Older. All right, we got some questions
from the fans
that we wanted to answer.
Big shout out to the adulterers out there. You heard.
I think we need to do a disclaimer for the dream followers. Listen. I've thought about what I said.
For the dream chasers?
Don't listen to me, man. Follow your dreams.
Do it.
Yeah.
Just pay your bills.
Yeah. I went back on everything.
Unless you got good parents.
I don't know, man. I was hungry.
Yeah.
Marty McFly, we got some questions in Instagram, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yo, if you guys have any questions for the Adulthood podcast, follow Adulthood Pod on Instagram and send us some questions. And we love to give you guys our feedback on this pod. Because here's the thing. On this podcast, we say real things and then we also joke. But we leave it up to you to decipher which one is which.
Aha.
It's like a puzzle.
Got him.
Yeah, it's like a puzzle. You don't know what's real. You don't know what's a joke.
You don't know.
But we're always entertaining.
Yep, that's a fact.
What's the first question,
All right,
Marchster?
Ian, tell us about the air pollution and your thoughts on it.
The air pollution. No. Oh, what, from Canada?
Yeah.
It was Drake.
The Canadian thing.
Yeah, it was
You know
Drake.
what's funny about that? I think New Yorkers only, and I had a joke about this. I'm like, New Yorkers only knew it was bad because the news told us, hey, this is a bad thing. If we would have just walked outside and saw that it was yellow, we would have just been like, all right, this is just, I guess
that's not gonna stop
I
me.
live in the Valencia filter now. I guess this is life.
For a couple of days. Yep.
Yeah, that it got pretty. Like,
it got bad.
By my house, I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah,
but I didn't stop what I
bad.
was doing at all.
Yeah. But it was just like, what was it? Love 69. It was just, nobody's ever been to a hookah club or like never been on Dykeman. It was just like being in the spot in Dykeman or Astoria.
I'm here for the memes, man. Anytime something happens, you see these funny ass memes.
Yeah.
People are like, this is not New York. This is New York reposado. I'm like, this is hilarious.
That's a good one.
Instagram is like the best.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. What's the other one?
Okay. Being 30, how many of your friends are actually married? Why or why not?
That's a good question. See, I'm at the point where we're losing a lot of good men.
Yeah, a few good men.
Yeah. We're losing a lot of good men.
That was definitely Law and Order. But
the buzzer.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
toxic?
Masculinity buzzer.
I'm sorry.
Is it?
Losing a lot of good men. Okay.
Yeah. A lot of good men are
they're going down.
Are packing it up.
Nah, if we're gonna broach this topic, I don't know why I keep saying that. I've been watching CNN. The thing is too, like, honestly, when you get married, it's a level of seriousness. It's just like, first of all, these chicks out here are a little bit scary. You know what I'm saying? They out here getting cunnilingus in the back of Uber XLs, eye gouging. Like, it's crazy. I had texted Ian a story. I don't even know if I could talk about it on here, but let's just say, on one of our earlier episodes, I had slipped out a joke that I said that sexual assault is only funny when it happens to heterosexual men, and if it's a heterosexual woman that is sexually assaulting the heterosexual man, like, because and it's like, it's terrible. It's a double standard, but it's true. Yeah, like, and case in point, like, one of my friends was sexually assaulted. He was drunk. One of his homegirls had a real big crush on him. And like, that time where you just said that you're going to go for it. Like, remember you woke up in the shower, like your friend's shower?
Yeah.
It was one of those, when you got drunk, you was just like, I'm going for it, summertime. Yeah. It was one of those occasions where he had went for it and she was just like, this is my opportunity, because he kept it cordial, and she said, this is my opportunity. I'm going to go for a ride. And she went for a ride. And it was just like, damn, that's fucked up. But it's also, I chuckled. It's just like, wait, so
now this is a good question, because like, I'm wondering, and I mean this genuinely, like, when a guy wakes up the next morning and something like that happens, like, is he mad or is he just like, whatever? What do you think?
I don't know.
Johan, what do you think? You look like you have a lot of sex. Are you mad the next day, or are you just like, I got caught slipping?
I think society just makes it seem like you shouldn't feel anything then.
As for a guy?
Yeah. Like, you don't have a reason to be mad.
Yeah.
Yes, the fuck you do.
Yeah.
You have plenty of reasons to be mad. Like, what? Like, you just got sexually assaulted, bro.
Yeah, but they just be looking at it, but did you have sex? And you're like, yeah. And they're like, oh, yeah, that is true.
Dog. I don't know, man. Like, what? And then 9 months later, you got to go to you got to get a Burberry shirt, and it's just like,
well, that's the thing. I mean, if you sexually assault somebody and you get pregnant, that's crazy.
That's crazy,
insane.
Right? Like, that's what? Nuts.
But I think that, first of all, to go back to the question, a lot of my friends are getting married.
Yes.
And which is good. I watched a lot of them live like
crazy lives.
Yeah, crazy lives. And ain't nothing in the streets. Ain't nothing for you in the streets.
Nah.
It's no good.
And
I always tell people who, like, in their relationship, if you have, like, because people think the grass, it's not breaking news. People think the grass is greener on the other,
It's not.
It's not.
It's definitely not. It's artificial. It's GMO.
Whoever you're with, that's the best you could do. So stay with them.
Please.
That's my advice. That's my adulting advice.
But
whoever decided to give you a chance is probably one of the only people that would.
The thing is, though, the streets are crazy. They're so much crazier now. A lot of these dudes, especially like 30 and up, I don't even think that that's why I exited. I can't hang.
Like, I told you about the time where I was dating a girl and she was engaged.
No.
Yeah, this is one of my big bits. I dated a girl once. We were dating for like 6 months.
And then the guy called you.
Yeah. And then I found out she had a fiance.
Yeah.
Just like
and he wanted to talk about
that
it.
she lived with.
And he wanted to talk about it. Yeah.
And we were dating. And she would, at that time, she would stay with me and she would tell her fiance she was staying at her parents.
Because girls is players too.
Yeah. I wasn't even mad when it happened.
But like, did he like...
He wanted to fight me.
And then he also wanted to talk to you, right? Like, hey...
He went through like a whirlwind of emotions.
Yeah, he went through a storm.
Like at first he wanted to fight. And then he called me kind of crying. I kind of had to give him a pep talk.
It's going to be okay?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, listen.
So did he... Yo, I just want to hit you up man to man, bro.
Yeah,
like,
he would hit me up.
Did he want to play-by-play?
He did.
That's absurd.
He did. But
That's
also
crazy.
Listen, he was one of these guys, according to her, he was one of these guys that was out in the streets too. So like he just
They were just cheating on each other.
Yeah, a lot of times men, we dish it out. We can't take it back.
Of course.
But it is what it is. We're not changing.
Marty, did we have more
that was
questions?
The buzzer,
that was it.
For sure.
Do I have more questions?
Yeah.
I can come up with more questions.
Oh, no, I was talking about from...
No, that was it.
That was it?
That was it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Just making sure.
Look, I feel like this was a good episode.
It was, all of our episodes are great.
I feel like we went dark, but people
back
need
to the light.
Hear this.
Back to the light.
But people need to hear it.
Yeah, you need the truth. Adulthood Pod.
I mean, we're in black. This is it. Adulthood Podcast. Thank you guys for listening, man. If you have fun listening to us, man, make sure you tell your friends about us.
Tell them all.
Post about us. And when you listening, like if you're hearing this, send us the DMs. We love to see the DMs when you find something funny, when you tell us that you spit out your juice on the train,
coffee,
and
water,
that your
eyebrows,
trying to have sex, and you was thinking about us.
Yeah.
All those DMs, we appreciate it.
You almost fell off your bike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't blame us though, because we ain't got
Keep
that kind of insurance.
sending it to us.
Yeah.
And if you feel offended by anything we said, remember that our thing was always not to listen to what we said. So
just listen to
who
the
you
pod.
really mad at? Who are you really mad at?
Yeah.
When we start the podcast off with the same advice all the time.
Yeah.
All advice is bad advice.
Mm-hmm.
Do not listen to us. Just listen to the podcast.
Yep.
I'm Ian Lara. This is my big bro, DJ8PM.
The one and only.
We'll see y'all next week.
Holla.